Okay, folks, I'm known as Papa Al in these parts. This recipe was handed down to me and perfected by my son-in-law John in the great state of Oregon. But we're going to try to replicate that here in Florida the best we can. We can't obtain, fresh salmon out of the oceans, but we'll have to settle for this this other stuff they sell at Sam's Club, and it works very well. We'll start out with 2 pieces of salmon, approximately equal sizes, and we're going to rinse them off, and then we're going to pat them dry. We want to keep it as dry as possible because we want the locks to be dry. We don't want slimy locks. So the first thing is sea salt or kosher salt is very important, and we're going to salt it, cover it in salt. Don't be afraid, don't be nice and generous. Cover every inch of that baby in salt. Then we're going to take some nice fresh pepper and pepper this up as much as we can. The main ingredient of this is the salt. That's what does the cold curing. Then we're going to take a bit of salt, or a bit of sugar, just a little bit, maybe half a teaspoon on each side. This aids in the curing process. Okay, we got salt, and then we're going to, this is dry dill. You can use dry dill, fresh dill. You don't need a lot. Okay, now we're going to flip these pieces over and repeat the process on this side. Tons of salt. It's the main ingredient. Now if this by chance comes out too salty for you, you can ease up on the salt, but you want a good curing process. Salt, pepper, and by the way, my cameraman and assistant is Cody from Illinois. He's down here visiting, and this is his first cooking lesson, although he is a junior chef in his own right.
So do you normally put the salt on first? Or?
Normally I put the salt on first. It's just a habit. I guess you could do either way. But you really want to get the salt on all sides, all surfaces. Sop that salt up, baby. Alright, after you got that all done, let's see. Did I put everything on here? Maybe I forgot the sugar. Put a little sugar on this side also. You don't need it. You could use regular white sugar or brown sugar, any old kind of sugar. You don't want to use too much sugar. You don't want to have a sweetness to it. Okay. Now we're going to take these pieces and flip them onto each other like that. And we got it laying here on the saran wrap, and we're going to use that to help the curing of the whole system here. So, hold on, I'll be right with you. Okay, now we're going to wrap this up in the saran wrap that's laying here. Make a nice little package. Oh, perfect package. Look at that.
You're a professional.
Oh yeah, I've done this many times, and it's always come out decent, and I've added some little things to it to make it perfect. Now here's what's important. After you got this nice little package all sealed up, all surfaces of the lock of the salmon covered. Now if you want to call this smoked salmon, you can call it that. You could call it lock. You could call it gravel locks. You could call it anything you want.
Whatever floats your boat.
Right, but it is going to be delicious if you follow my recipe and not some of these other dumb recipes that you've seen on YouTube. Okay, here's what we do. We're going to take our toothpick and we're going to puncture this. Boom, 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 many times all around. What we want is the juices. Once the salt starts working on the salmon, it's going to force the liquids out, and we want that in the bottom of the dish, and we don't want to keep it in there because, again, we don't want this slimy. We want it as dry as possible. Okay, and then we take a little saucer, put it on the top of that, small enough so it can weigh down on it. Then we're going to take a couple of weights, whatever floats your boat. This happens to be bush beans. That's good. And you put that on top of it for weight. Now you're going to put this in the refrigerator for 3 days. Every morning of those 3 days, you're going to turn it, and every evening of those 3 days, you're going to take this all apart, take the package of smoked salmon, and flip it over. After 3 days, it's been cured. It's perfect. What you do then is, this is a trick that I've learned after many years of experience. You take the pieces of salmon out of the saran wrap, scrape off all the dill and salt, and then you take a piece of towel paper, put it down, put the 2 pieces of salmon uncovered in the refrigerator for about 6 hours. That'll dry it out even more. You don't want slimy locks. And there you are. Thanks to my assistants, Cody. Thanks for John for inventing this, and thank you all.